So you're curious about this Jonny Blockchain thing, huh? DX trading bots seem to be all the rage these days.
It's incredible how fast things are moving, right? Decentralized exchanges are still relatively new, and now we've got these automated tools popping up.
Like having your own personal Wall Street, but on the blockchain, or at least that's what Jeremy, the Jonny Blockchain guy, claims.
There's a real desire out there for more control and transparency in trading, and he's definitely tapping into that.
Especially with all the security concerns around centralized exchanges. Speaking of which, Jeremy's big selling point is no custody risks, because you connect your own wallet, like MetaMask. But how does that actually work?
It all comes down to smart contracts. Think of them as self-executing agreements written in code that live on the blockchain.
So the bot itself isn't holding onto my crypto. It's still safe in my MetaMask wallet.
Precisely. The bot is just an interface, a tool for you to set your trading parameters. The actual buying and selling happen on the blockchain through those smart contracts.
That makes sense. Jeremy walks viewers through the whole setup process in his videos. Connecting wallets, choosing trading pairs, even how to swap BNB for USDT on PancakeSwap. Sounds straightforward, but how much technical knowledge do you really need to make this work?
That's one thing Jonny Blockchain seems to get right. Jeremy breaks down these complex concepts into bite-sized pieces, even showing you how to find your Bitcoin on the blockchain if MetaMask isn't displaying it correctly.
He makes it look easy.
Yeah.
Still, probably a learning curve for people new to crypto.
Absolutely. While simplifying things is key, it's crucial to understand the underlying technology before jumping in. You're still dealing with smart contracts, decentralized exchanges, and the volatile crypto market.
Right. What about the risks? Jeremy claims impressive returns with his bots, even showing a $500 profit in 24 hours using something called core traders. But then he mentions it could be a Ponzi scheme. Seems a bit contradictory, no?
It highlights the need for skepticism. Even if Jeremy's upfront about potential scams, promoting it with a $20,000 investment does raise red flags.
It makes you wonder. There's also mention of an affiliate program for core traders, which seems common in the crypto space. Something to be wary of.
Affiliate programs aren't bad in themselves. They can be a legitimate way for platforms to gain users. However, they can create a conflict of interest.
Like those influencers raving about products they've never used, right?
Precisely. And in crypto, where things move so fast, it's more important than ever to be discerning. Don't take anyone's word for it, do your research, and never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Solid advice. Now on to these grid bots Jeremy's so excited about. He's convinced they're the next big thing for DXs, even explaining them on a whiteboard. Setting price ranges, buying low, selling high, the whole 9 yards. What's so special about them?
What's fascinating is their potential for frequent, smaller profits compared to other bots. They operate within a set price range, buying low and selling high, capitalizing on smaller market fluctuations.
So constantly buying and selling. Sounds like a lot of trades, potentially leading to more fees eating into profits.
That's the trade-off. Grid bots might be more active, but those profits can be offset by fees, especially on platforms like PancakeSwap that charge per trade.
A balancing act, then. He claims to have made 1.33% on his Bitcoin grid bot and a whopping 3.5% on his OM bot in under 24 hours. We've talked about taking profit claims with a grain of salt, but those are some big numbers.
Impressive, yes, but remember, past performance isn't a guarantee. What worked for Jeremy in one market might not work for you, or even for him in a different market situation.
Right. Those returns could vanish if the market takes a downturn.
Exactly. Understanding risk tolerance and setting realistic expectations is key. Crypto's allure of quick profits is tempting, but a long-term mindset and understanding the risks involved are crucial.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. And speaking of long-term, Jeremy's vision for Jonny Blockchain gets really interesting. He talks about it becoming more than just trading bots. Signal bots, partial sell-off features, integrating more blockchains. It's like he's building an entire ecosystem.
What's compelling is that he's not just focused on the tech, but also building a community around it, engaging with his audience, incorporating their feedback.
Crowdsourcing development, almost.
Yeah.
Tapping into the collective crypto wisdom.
A powerful approach in a space that thrives on collaboration and innovation.
He's definitely onto something. His YouTube channel's blown up, every other video a new feature or partnership. He even hinted at an arbitrage opportunity between PancakeSwap's V2 and V3.
Arbitrage can be lucrative, but it often needs specialized knowledge and tools. It'll be interesting to see if Jonny Blockchain simplifies this for everyday users.
Always one step ahead, this guy.
That's what makes this space so exciting. Constant evolution, new tech, platforms popping up. It's like the Wild West of finance, full of opportunities for those willing to embrace risk and put in the work. But remember, not all opportunities are created equal. Approach them with a critical eye and a healthy dose of skepticism.
So for our listeners who might be feeling a bit overwhelmed, what's the key takeaway?
Do your own research. Don't just rely on Jeremy's videos or any single source. Understand the tech, the platform, the risks involved before investing any capital.
Solid advice. And if you are intrigued by Jonny Blockchain, the link is in the show notes. We'll be right back after a quick break to dig deeper into the technical side of DEX trading bots and how they interact with the blockchain. We've talked about the buzz around Jonny Blockchain and these DEX trading bots, but now let's get into how it actually works. We keep hearing about MetaMask wallets and smart contracts.
Right, so think of your MetaMask wallet like your key to this world of decentralized finance.
It's like our digital vault for crypto. But how does it connect with Jonny Blockchain?
When you connect your MetaMask to Jonny Blockchain, and Jeremy shows you exactly how to do this, you're essentially giving it permission to interact with your funds.
But it doesn't have free reign over everything, right?
No, not at all. The bot operates within the parameters you set. Even then, it still needs your wallet's okay for every single transaction. That's a big difference from centralized exchanges. You're in control here.
That's reassuring given all the security issues we see elsewhere.
Exactly. And because everything's on the blockchain, there's a record of every trade the bot makes for you. Total transparency.
Sounds great, but there have to be some downsides, right?
You got it. Decentralized exchanges are great for control and transparency, but they can be complex.
Even with Jeremy trying to make it simple, it seems like you need some tech know-how, wouldn't you say?
For sure. Setting up the bot, understanding the parameters, navigating trading pairs, it's not exactly beginner stuff.
And then there's the risk of the crypto market itself, which is always volatile.
That's why it's crucial to only invest what you can afford to lose and diversify that portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially in crypto.
Good advice. Jeremy talks about his own strategy, spreading his investments across different bots, trading pairs, and even mixing short-term and long-term approaches.
A smart move, especially when experimenting with platforms like Jonny Blockchain.
He also stresses staying informed and adapting. He's always reading, researching, testing new strategies. It's like a full-time gig, not just a hobby.
Which it often is if you're aiming for success in this space. No get-rich-quick schemes here. It's about really understanding the tech, the market, the risks.
Like a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. And just like a marathon, you need patience, discipline, and to be ready to learn from mistakes.
Speaking of mistakes, we should talk about Jeremy and Core Traders. He put $20,000 into this platform, promising daily returns between 0.7% and 2.5%. Even showed his account balance at a withdrawal after 24 hours.
And even though he acknowledged it could be a Ponzi scheme, he seemed oddly comfortable risking that much on a platform with barely any history.
He did say you could withdraw your initial investment whenever you wanted, that it wasn't locked in. He even showed the transaction history with no withdrawal fees.
Classic tactics to appear legit, even if it's all a facade.
And that emphasis on limited time opportunity, act now or miss out, promoting affiliate links for big deposits.
All red flags. That urgency, the promise of easy money, the whole multi-level marketing vibe, investors need to watch out for that.
Even seasoned investors like Jeremy can get caught up.
Exactly. So it's always crucial to be skeptical, especially in the unregulated crypto world. Scams are everywhere.
So for our listeners tempted by these promises, what should they watch out for? What screams scam?
First off, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Be wary of guaranteed returns, especially if they seem unrealistic.
What else?
Check the platform's track record. How long have they been around? What are other users saying? Any independent reviews?
So don't take their word for it. Do your homework.
Exactly. Look for transparency.
Okay.
Are they upfront about fees, their team, their tech? If anything feels off, trust your gut.
Better safe than sorry, especially with your hard-earned money.
Absolutely. And if you're unsure, a financial advisor is never a bad idea.
Good advice. Now, let's switch gears to the Jonny Blockchain affiliate program. Jeremy's open about being part of it, even showing he's made over $7,000. It's clearly a big part of his model.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. These programs can be a legitimate way to bring in new users. But it's important to remember that this financial incentive can color someone's perspective.
Right. Just because he's benefiting from it doesn't mean Jonny Blockchain is bad, but it's something to consider.
Exactly. It's like a paid review, take it with a grain of salt.
Do your own research.
Precisely. Don't rely only on testimonials or affiliate endorsements. Look for independent reviews, read the platform's documentation, get a feel for the overall sentiment.
Speaking of sentiment, Jeremy's built quite the following on YouTube. He's always interacting with viewers, answering questions, giving shout-outs. He's created this whole ecosystem.
It's a clever strategy. That sense of community, of belonging, creates a powerful network effect that benefits everyone.
The more people join, the more valuable the platform becomes, and so on.
Exactly. A big advantage in the crypto world where everyone's fighting for attention.
And he's very open about his plans for Jonny Blockchain, expanding to other blockchains, new features like signals bots, even launching his token. Big ambitions.
And that's contagious. That drive for innovation, disruption, the feeling that you're part of something groundbreaking. It's exciting.
The Wild West of finance, with new frontiers and high stakes.
You said it. But just like in the Wild West, proceed with caution, do your research, and never bet more than you can afford to lose.
Wise words for the crypto world. So, as we wrap up our deep dive into Jonny Blockchain and these DayX trading bots, any final thoughts?
Well, we've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From the ins and outs of decentralized exchanges to those risky high-yield programs.
Easy to get lost in it all, especially if you're new to crypto.
Definitely. The key takeaway is that decentralized finance has huge potential, but it's not without risks.
It's not some get-rich-quick scheme, despite what those flashy ads might have you believe.
Not at all. It takes work, dedication, and a willingness to adapt to this ever-changing space.
And a healthy amount of skepticism.
Right.
Especially with those guaranteed return promises.
Absolutely. If it sounds too good to be true, well, you know the rest.
Words to live by, for sure. For those wanting to explore Jonny Blockchain and these DX trading bots, where should they look?
Jeremy's easy to find. He's all over social media. His YouTube channel is a goldmine of info. And of course, we'll link to Jonny Blockchain in the show notes.
Perfect. Now, before we go, one final, somewhat provocative question.
Lay it on me.
If these decentralized platforms like Jonny Blockchain keep growing, offering these advanced tools, will we even need centralized exchanges anymore?
Wow, that's a big one. It's definitely possible. What's clear is that finance is changing fast, and decentralization is leading the charge.
It's an exciting time to be watching, that's for sure. Well, on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive. Thanks for joining us as we explored the world of DX trading bots and the intriguing Jonny Blockchain.
It's been my pleasure. Remember, knowledge is power, especially with crypto. Do your research, stay informed, and as always, happy trading.